Here with us today to talk to you about the events that unfolded since then. Thank you very much for joining us at this time.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Okay, so let's head straight to these matters now. You have consistently talked about VDM for quite a long time, yet it's refusing to address you on the matter. Is this afraid of you or something? Why do you think it doesn't want to talk to you?
Okay, can I be honest?
Yeah.
We're on national TV. Thank you for the honor and privilege to be here. I actually want to say the truth. I was the one who set a trap for VeryDarkMan.
Okay.
Using Nedu. You see, this whole thing you are looking at, on social media was planned.
Okay.
Okay.
Planned by who? You?
Planned, yeah. I planned it alone.
Alone.
That's
okay.
But Nedu did not know. I used Nedu to get VeryDarkMan. Because I know that if I was saying it on TikTok, on Instagram, they will say, oh, this guy is looking for money from this platform.
Media.
So I needed a platform where I will be able to test, because for 18 months, I've been studying this guy. I wanted to know, is this guy real? Or does he just jump into conclusions and manipulate Nigerians?
So do you have the answer to your question?
It is clear.
That he is real or not real?
So some things, because I'm not going to totally, but some things he actually gets it right. But most of the times, he jumps into conclusion and then manipulates everybody. And this is a clear example. Even Nedu will be shocked, because I know that if I told Nedu will tell him because he's his friend.
Okay.
Do you understand? And that's why I felt bad and I started appealing to people that please don't let Nedu lose his job, because I was the one that planned everything. I used Nedu as the snail, as the this thing to get the fish.
The hook to get the fish.
The hook to get the fish, rather. Do you understand? And it worked perfectly. And you can see VeryDarkMan doing a lot of videos accusing this person. He had, accused that young lady.
Jojo of Lagos.
Yeah, for nothing. And this
accused the Borgia as well, and she has come out consistently.
So look at the pattern. I knew that if I was saying this on social media, it won't really get that weight. And look at it today. Everybody, Nigerians, can see that this guy is not totally, he has his good side, but most of the times he jumps to the conclusion. And a clear example is what happened to Access Bank. He came and they were showing documents to Nigerians. Look at this. Access Bank took 500 million. They embezzled this thing. All of a sudden, we didn't hear anything. Till today, there's no proper apology to Access Bank. Another clear example was Zenith Bank. We paid money to Zenith Bank, and then it was even that prank that made me say, you know what, I need to set a trap for this guy. And he entered the trap.
But looking at what has happened, Nedu finally, or rather leaving the Honest Budge podcast, do you regret the decision to set the trap?
Well, I did not know that Nedu was going to lose his job, and I feel really bad.
Okay, so he lost his job. He did not resign.
Well, not lose his job. But he doesn't have that job anymore. That's what I'm saying. Okay. For now, pending the whole. I did not know that was going to happen. But what is, and I'm really sorry about that. But what is important is we need to stop people from coming on social media without proper proof. This is somebody that I really like. Look at. I have proof here about, how many months I've been donating money to the NGO. This is one. This is two. Please, can you, the name on it, please, so that people will not say...
recipient details, Marthin's, Vincent, Otse, initiative.
Exactly. Look at documents.
Okay.
Look at evidence for... Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
yes.
It was in the course of this investigation that I now started figuring out some things. First of all, he's attracted to men, and, I knew that if I say that on that podcast, it will spark a lot of... Is it about his sexuality? Is that really true? Very true. He knows it.
Do you have evidence for that?
He is my proof, because he has said it. He has owned up to it.
It's one thing for someone to say something. It's another thing for someone to say with proof.
So if somebody says something, it is as good as a confession, and it is you can use that in court. Let him sue me if he thinks I'm lying. And for me, this is about correcting the wrong narrative, coming on social media without concrete proof, just talking anyhow, disrespecting people. He actually thinks that people are backing me up. To be honest, I planned this thing. I was the one who thought about this whole plan. I said, okay, let me set this trap. And, he thinks it's, maybe I'm backed up by Mr. Falan or SAN. And, these are, and then he comes online to say things like this. No proof. So, he has made a couple of mistakes, and this is for correction. We're not trying to bring anybody down. And that's why when people say, oh, bring out proof, I am not blackmailing him. That's what people should know. Okay. When you bring proof out, when you begin to, that is blackmail. Now, he has come online to make a lot of mistakes. First of all, you sleep with 300 and whatever women in a year. You know, you brag about having relationships with men, which is wrong in Nigeria. So, I mean, the good work he wants to do with the NGO, which he has not started, and we're already seeing him on private jets. So these are little mistakes he needs to correct. Now, I have been able to draft a letter to the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Alausa. He's going to get this any moment from, I mean, we're going to put this, send this to his office, you know. VeryDarkMan needs to sign before he gets close to our children. You cannot be careless with statements. You cannot be saying things about, you know, your sexual urges. You know, you know. I don't want to use some, you know, but he's very, very vulgar. You know, so we can't have that kind of character get close to our children, because many of these people love him. Many of these children love him. Look at the video where he went to one school and VeryDarkMan, we love you. Those people will go to their houses and then they will watch videos of him saying that he has relationships with men and he has relationships with so number of women, because he does the two, you know. So these are things that he needs to correct, and he needs to be, you know, Deji Aderobi is a very, in fact, I'm wondering why Deji has not called him to order, because some of the things that Deji sees that VeryDarkMan does, he cannot do it. Even if you give Deji 100 million naira, he will not make such mistakes.
Do you think VeryDarkMan is taking advantage of the law? Because recently he also talked about the fact that EFCC are scared of him and they cannot arrest him.
So these are the manipulations we're talking about. EFCC cannot be scared of VeryDarkMan. But, you know, another advantage that I had was his fan base, the Rattles. Yeah. Those people exposed him because they push him. Anything he says. So he's distracted with the whole, oh, we love you, keep doing you, our president. He's not, you know what I'm saying? So it made it very easy for me to ride on, you know, the investigation. It took about 18 months. 18 months of hard work. And for the past 6 months, I barely sleep. You can see on my social media, I'm always talking. I knew that if I keep talking like that, you know, and I did a video saying I want to meet Nedu, I knew that Nedu would be interested. And then that was how I was able to expose him to Nigeria. So Nigerians can see now that this guy does not do thorough investigation. This is the
I like what you said, that EFCC doesn't seem to be, or rather, maybe the EFCC is not afraid of him.
Of anybody.
Of anybody. I want to ask, is he afraid of you? Because he has not responded to any of your allegations, but rather he was, I mean,
goes around,
talking about
different
Nedu,
corners.
Yes. Talking about Nedu and calling him out, and everything he has said has been about Nedu, but nothing about you. Is he afraid of you?
Well, he knows that I'm the only person in Nigeria. He doesn't understand how I get these facts. Do you understand? So, well, it can be classified as fear. Do you understand? Because, of course, you know that. And that's why he left me and went for Nedu.
But why do you think he went for Nedu?
Because I planned it like that. I knew that they had some form of video. I've seen videos previously that these people are close. Do you understand? If I had told Nedu about this plan, about talking about some things, he won't let me on that platform. So I just made it look like I just wanted to, you know, I just told him one thing. I said, I'm prepared. Any question you want to ask. He did not know what I was going to say. So on that podcast, he was shocked. Nedu was trying to stop me from, in fact, they did not allow me to say a couple of things. For instance, Don Jazzy donating 100 million naira to VeryDarkMan's NGO. It's a good thing to donate. But at that time, when you have not seen what this guy is capable of doing, and you can see now for 6 months, he has done nothing. You came online to beg people for money.
So the renovation he did in a school recently, is that a part of the NGO money?
If you look at that video and you listen to it, he said that this is not NGO money, this is my money. So I mean, this is another question people need to ask. You did not have money before, and all of a sudden people donated over 200 million naira, and then you suddenly have money. These are the little things that you need to clear.
So what do you think? How do you think he funds his lifestyle?
Well, I'm not going to categorize, I'm not going to say a couple of things, but you can see him on private jets, you can see that he has relationships with some, you know.
Celebrities?
Not celebrities, there are some. I mean, I don't want to say some things, but it's going to be a very long season. We're going to expose a lot of things, not to condemn him, but to correct him. Now, another very important thing is, when people say bring evidence, show evidence, you have to be very careful. It can be classified as blackmail, number one. Number two, there was an incident, I think it was last year, where somebody in Abuja came out as a cross-dresser. Yeah, you know the person.
the person.
And you know, it was just on a podcast. There was no evidence to that. But today that person is no more alive. That person was, you know, taken out in the same Abuja. So if I do that, and God forbid something happens to, do you understand? It will come back to. So we have to really, really look at the big picture here. The most important thing is VeryDarkMan needs to understand that he needs to be more responsible.
Will you continue to monitor the NGU?
Yes, that's what he said. He said Nigerians monitor this thing.
What will stop you from monitoring the NGUs?
Except VeryDarkMan comes and says Nigerians don't monitor this NGO again. But as long as he does not say that, it is our responsibility to make sure that he is a responsible person.
How did you find out that he got 20? You gave an allegation that he took 20 million to get a Range Rover, and you think it's from the NGO's money?
So, if you notice, that statement was made after the prank, after he made one. So he decided to prank Nigerians, and I decided also in my own way. So you see, these are things that I've planned. I knew that if I talk about these kind of things, it will push him to react. And, you know, just like we predicted, because it's not just me. I have a friend that we work tirelessly on this project. It's very, very important. Someone that has access to millions of people needs to be very, very responsible.
But why? Why VDM?
Sorry?
But why VDM?
Well, he said we should monitor him. Nobody has come out to say, monitor me.
Okay.
Now, if you want to see proof, let me show you something, just for your eyes, right? This is VeryDarkMan's charts with Nedu.
Okay.
You can look at this. In these charts, in fact, there's another thing that if you see there, you will see what I'm talking about. You will see the proof that I'm talking about. In that chart, you know, this was the same person talking to Nedu and saying, oh, you are doing a great job. I would like to do this in Abuja and everything, you know. But you're coming online to deceive people and discredit the same platform that you desperately wanted to be on. Look at it. That's VeryDarkMan there.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm also concerned about this thing about his sexuality.
Yes.
You claim that you have proof.
Yes.
Where is the proof? You've not showed Nigerians yet.
Nigerians, can I trust you?
Okay.
Are you a man? Can you handle some? Can you handle some things?
Bring it on. We can handle it.
Not we.
Okay, you. I can handle it. I can handle it. Bring it on.
Because I mean, these are very now. 1 minute, please. Okay.
Okay. Wait, don't worry.
Yeah.
Why am I
Don't increase the volume, please.
No.
You'll be traumatized. I mean.
Why am I being
now.
Maybe you should come because it's not playing.
No. Okay, let me come there.
Don't worry, just.
No, don't worry.
No. Let me come. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a very honest question.
Okay.
With what you've said now, these two people here, if I release these two Nigerians, these two men, if these are your brothers, or you are related to somebody here, will you advise me? If you tell me to release it now, I'll give you 1 million naira. Because
it looks like you've been saying this thing for quite a while, and people have been asking for. Now, I have seen it quite all right, and I understand why you are not releasing it. You know, but in all of these things now, what is the end goal?
The end goal is for VeryDarkMan to be more responsible. He has to be a better person. You can't come online and say things like, oh, I sleep with so, I've had this with men. You know, these are things that, you know, I mean, look at me now, for instance. Tomorrow I can be the spokesman of the president, to the president rather. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you have to be responsible. It's not about, oh, you want to do this, you are a street boy. There are languages that you don't use because people are following you. Millions of people are following you. And his number one enemy is the rattle. The people that support him without questioning some things. You should be able to tell him that, VeryDarkMan, be careful here. Look at what you did to Jojo. It was because of me that he apologized to that girl for the first time. Do you understand? So in as much as he acts like he's a strong man and he doesn't listen to correction, he knows the truth. And little by little, he also wants to be a better person.
What would you say to Nigerians who are saying that you have a personal vendetta against him?
There's nothing, there's no personal vendetta. Let him come out, let VeryDarkMan come out today and say, don't monitor the NGO again. And then you will see that I swear I will never talk about him again. Now, another thing is, in talking about Access Bank, if not because Access Bank and Zenith Bank are very strong, they are two financial institutions that are very strong. Do you know that we have, even despite the fact that they are strong, a lot of people withdrew their money from Access Bank, saying that if you could do this with someone's 500 million, that VeryDarkMan had no proof of, and he just kept quiet. If VeryDarkMan truly has integrity, I'm saying this on national television, he should go and delete that video about Access Bank and Zenith Bank. The one that had the whole prank thing. He should delete it. Those are not things that you'd be proud of.
So looking at everything now, I'm still wondering how you got evidence of him withdrawing 20 million.
I mentioned, I said this earlier. So first of all, there are some things that would unfold much later, not now.
Okay.
Don't forget that somebody wrote a petition to the EFCC, right? And we already have some information that we are privileged to. Now, it's going to be a long series. It's not going to be something that we just start now and end now. But at the end of the day, when I'm done with VeryDarkMan, everybody, every Nigerian will see that this guy has truly become a better person.
Okay.
And do you think how will you see his handling of Mercy Chinwo's issue?
Unprofessional.
Okay.
Baseless.
Why so?
You think it was one-sided?
I had those documents 2 weeks before VDN. And every time I have a document that is classified, I will ask the person, I'll say, should I put this, am I permitted to do this? When you give me permission, if you give me permission, I will ask my lawyer. Do you understand? Because you have to be sure you're not breaking any law. He just came out, brought, and the thing is, when you tell people to look here, they don't look at any other thing apart from that place. Do you understand? Just in the case of Access Bank, he was so sure he had evidence, and he was very wrong. Until today, he has not apologized. If he has integrity, I'm saying it again, he should take down that video in the interest of not just himself, but the interest of Nigeria. Because we have to think about nation building. You know, how can we contribute? Now, you calling out, what people think that, calling out people because they don't have a NAFDAC number is all that VeryDarkMan does. But I'm saying to VeryDarkMan now that it's good to call out people for not having NAFDAC number. But when they have the NAFDAC number and they've done everything, can you also use that same energy to promote them? Because you have brought somebody down. And a clear example was when Nedu announced that I was stepping down. Look at the joy on VeryDarkMan's face, not knowing that I was the one that used my brain to think of all these things and orchestrate everything. Because I knew that this guy Nigerians needs to see that this guy, is he real? Or does he manipulate people based on his own assumption?
Looking at everything that you have, looking at everything that you have done over the last 18 months, like you said, is there anything you wish you had done differently?
My only regret is that Nedu had to step down from the podcast. That's my only regret. And of course, Nedu is is an expert in this media business and everything. I know he's going to be fine. It was even till now, he doesn't know. Nedu has been wondering, like, how did this happen? But when you plan, sometimes people just, it's so unfortunate. And that's why I apologize to him.
It's so unfortunate, quite right, that he has to leave the podcast. But you've spoken to him?
Yes, I've spoken to him. And I hope you guys don't have any secrets, because VeryDarkMan.
No, the truth is that I'm not scared. I'm just doing my job. We're just doing our job.
That's the same thing Nedu was doing.
Yeah, we understand, but but they are untouchables in this industry, and he knows that. Yeah. But the thing is this: how is Nedu's mental health right now?
Yes.
He's fine. He's fine. It's just that
He feels shaking.
Well, the VeryDarkMan taking this to accuse people wrongly Nedu doesn't feel good about it. Because, for instance, he came up with that story, just the way he came up with the Access Bank story. He came up with that story that Jojo of Lele had an intimate relationship with, which is totally false. And this is what I just wanted Nigerians to know, that this guy, you have to question a lot of things that come from, because he assumes a lot. Just the way he assumed that, Mr. Falano SAN is the one telling me to, how will he tell me? Does he even have that time?
Is it being funded somewhere? Because, for instance, many people believe that during talking about Mercy Chinwo's issue with Easy Concept, he was just focused on the issues that Easy Concept brought up and not getting the other side of messaging?
That's what he does. He listens to one side of the story, and then he judges and assumes and manipulates everybody to believing that he is right.
So is he funded for that purpose?
Well, I don't have evidence to that, so I'm not going to say he's funded. But, you know, the most important thing is VeryDarkMan needs to be more responsible. And that letter is going to get to the Minister of Education on Monday.
The letter states here, urgent concerns regarding Vincent Osei's influence on Nigerian children and recommendations for safeguarding minors. If the camera can actually catch this, we'll see quite a lot here.
Put it down.
Okay. So, which camera is catching this? Okay, so the cameras will just catch it right here. They will capture quite a lot about it. But by Monday, this is going to the minister itself.
Yes, minister. And I want to also copy the Minister of Women Affairs and maybe the Minister of Youth and Social Development, so that we you know, he knows that this is serious business. This is not when he claimed that he used to steal generator and all that stuff, you know. So I mean, it's just for him to be a better person.
What has this whole debacle taught you? How has it changed you as a person?
Well, it has changed my mentality, and it has made me know that when you see things on social media, you have to question them. Very important before you consume, which was the same mistake that VDM made by accusing Nedu wrongly and accusing the ladies that you slept with this person without any proof. So it has taught me that you have to question everything, no matter how much you love.
And he seems to like to always be in the courtroom.
Well, I mean, he likes it. He challenged, for instance, Fast the bad guy and said, "Shebi, your dad is a lawyer, you're a liar, let's do this," you know, knowing fully well that he had no, I mean, you're a journalist. You guys are journalists. You don't just play stuff and then now you made statements saying the same thing that VeryDarkMan did. He accused, but in my own case it's different. VeryDarkMan accused Files, the bad guy, of having some relationship, you know, with Bobrisky, without any proof. But the difference is, I have proof, but I will not be the same person I'm condemning or the same person I'm trying to correct. Because if I put this on social media now, only God knows what will happen to VDM safety tomorrow. Yes. You know.
All right, Deeone, thank you so much for coming and talking to us. Of course, we also expect and we will appreciate if VDM can also come and have his say on this platform and many others. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.